Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In today's SG50 Jubilee specials, we have a very special guest with us in this special location, Bukit Chandu. He was a hero who led the Malay regiment through the World War II battle in Pasir Panjang. Please welcome Lieutenant Adnan. Good morning, Lieutenant Adnan. Today we are here at the former site of the Battle of Pasir Panjang, and we would love to hear your story during World War II. Where were you situated during this time of war?
My platoon, the 1st Malay Regiment, was positioned at Bukit Chandu, right here, where it was higher than the battlefield, in which we had a wider perspective of the enemies.
How prepared were you?
We were able to fortify the positions with sandbags, increasing our defense, and my men were mentally prepared, and we were not scared of the Japanese.
How did the Battle of Pasir Panjang begin?
On that day, we saw Indian troops advancing towards us. We thought they retreated from another battlefield. However, something was amiss. They were not marching in a line of trees, which was the British marching style. Instead, they were marching in fours, which was the Japanese marching style. I knew that trouble was coming. I shouted the order to my men to arm themselves and start shooting at the troops. Some of them were confused. I asked them to follow my orders since I am the leader. They followed my orders silently and shot at the disguised Indian troops. The Japanese, who disguised themselves as Indians, were killed one after the other. They had thought their plan was perfect. I guess they were really shocked when we just started shooting at them. They started to fall onto one another. When we killed them, we walked to check their corpses. They were all Japanese, just like I thought. We took out all of them without losing any of our blood. My platoon hailed me as a hero of our platoon, as we could have died, as the disguised troops were all near to us. We celebrated as the sun set.
So, how did the battle we now call the most violent battle in Singapore happen?
It happened one day after that. We were still celebrating. From the far end of the field, I could hear footsteps of many people marching. There were more than I could imagine. We got ready our guns and aimed them towards them. We shot many of them down. However, they kept pouring out towards us. After an hour or so, we ran out of ammunition. My men gave up hope, thinking all was lost. Then, a sudden thought came into my mind. We were gonna die anyway. If they reach us, we could do something more. We could die with more pride. I shouted at my platoon, "Death before dishonor." We would all die. However, we would die like a normal person or hero. We could kill more Japanese if we engaged them in a melee fight. Our names would then be carved on the grounds of Singapore as heroes. Cheers could be heard from our troops. We rushed up towards the enemy with our knives. Most of our men were killed. I was severely injured by a bullet. However, we took out more Japanese and we decreased the troops so the next line of defense could have an easier fight.
Your platoon is a role model for everyone. Your sacrifices have reminded us that there is something more important in our lives. It is our country. We will protect the country for our children and let them have a country to call their own. However, I still wonder how are you still alive today?
When the Japanese took over most of the area, I got shot and I fell amongst a pile of dead bodies. My best friend took my rank, badge and dog tag. He said that I should live on and tell the next generation about how heroic we were. He disguised as me, since the Japanese had no idea how I looked like, and he made me lie motionless while everyone was fighting. After the Japanese were all gone, I walked back to the nearest village and hid there for the rest of the war. Now, I'm here, telling how the platoon sacrificed their lives for Singapore. I hope that Singaporeans around will appreciate themselves for being in Singapore. The one thing I regret is not fighting and dying along with them. However, I feel that it's now right for me to have survived and to be able to share my stories.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you, Lieutenant Adnan. I'm sure that your story would inspire others for generations to come.